Hi, welcome to Game Knights TV, where all you need is video games. This is Game Knights TV episode 2, and we're in for an awesome episode. Happy Easter, I hope you guys had some fun, and today you're in for a wild ride. We have a lot of stuff to cover. We have next-gen consoles, game updates, and a bunch of more cool stuff you don't want to miss. So, without further ado, here we go with game updates with Matthew and Josh. Take it away.
Thank you, Mario. My name is Joshua Garcia, and I'm here with Matt, and we're going to be talking about the new generation consoles. Take it away, Matt.
Thank you. Well, I'm here to talk about the 720 rumors and news, and they're actually throwing in the idea of augmented reality in the whole room. It's going to be just pictures or whatever on the wall, and actually it's going to immerse the player now into the environment of the game. People are spreading rumors that it's not going to have the optical drive, that all the games are going to come with the code. It's going to be downloaded directly to the system. So no more taking your games over to your friend's house. You got to take the whole damn thing, unplug it, pull it, and just take it over to your friend's house.
That kind of stinks right there.
Yeah, that sucks.
It ruins the whole gaming experience.
A social gaming experience anyways, now that everything's online. But anyways, not having an optical drive is really a downfall because, you still can buy the game, but, the rest of the game you have to buy it online or purchase
Which really
and still download it. So you're only getting half the game when you purchase it right off the back as a disc. And back then, everything was on the cartridge or everything was on the disc itself. But now,
which just kind of sucks. What if people don't have internet? They're not going to be able to get the full aspect of the game.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens to GameStop, because GameStop's really good about, buying and selling their games. And so they're probably going to hurt the most when it comes to just everybody staying at home, still on their consoles, not having to go to a friend's house just because you can just go online, lock yourself away, and live in the virtual world.
Leading off from what you said, the PS4 is also doing something where you won't be able to have an optical drive to buy discs and play games where everything has to be downloaded. But that's not up to them, it's to the publishers for them to decide. Some online passes you have to pay, if you buy a used game, which is kind of sucks. Unless you buy it new, it just comes right away with it.
Some of the new games too, actually. In fact, Injustice is doing it too, where they're not selling the season pass with the game. You have to buy the game new and buy the season pass separate.
It's kind of stupid.
That is pretty dumb.
Yeah. I mean, why sell it separately? Why not just have it with the game? Why not just give it to them free if they buy it used? People want to experience the online. Why would they have to pay if they already had bought or spent $40 on a pre-owned game? Not only is it going to suck for the PS4 having to pay for an online gaming, for your PS4 games and stuff, it's going to even suck, hopefully, most likely for the 720 if it goes down, because not only are you going to have to pay for your internet bill, your Xbox Live, and a season's pass if it goes down for each game that you buy. It's going to really suck, trust me. What do you think about the situation, Matt?
Well, yeah, I mean, for those of us that have an Xbox, you're already paying so much just to play one game. And now that you're going to be paying for more for each individual game, that's where all your money's going to go. Especially for new games that are coming out and that are coming out more recently, it's just a whole lot of money. It's a big
money cluster. It's going to be hard for some people.
Yeah.
Really hard. I'm also reading some information online. I read about the Ouya. It's I don't know. It's a pretty weird system. It's an Android based. You think it's a dumb console?
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. I've seen some videos of the games and it's what it can do. I don't know. I'm still in debate about it. I don't know if it's going to be in competitive with the 720 or PS4, but we're going to see what happens. Some positive things about the Ouya is it's affordable for people that can't really afford a system. It comes with free game. All the games on it are pretty much free to play, and
having all the games that you find on freearcadegames.com all on a system format. Okay, let's see the cons. Let's see, it's outdated. It's 20 years behind. I mean, it's going to be cheap to begin with. You already know it's not going to be powerful enough like the Xbox or PS3.
Most of the games don't even look that good. Really. Why are you so against the Ouya? Do you is there some beef? You have some beef with it?
Have you seen the demos for the games that it offers? I mean, it looks like I'm looking back at first off the name. I don't know why you're naming your system. Oh yeah. It makes you question what they were doing when they were coming up with the name. That's a joke.
I have a few theories.
I don't want to hear those theories. It's an outdated console. It just feels like It's basically the games you could play on your phone, but in the version of a console on your TV.
It feels as if you're online on your computer playing, say, like arcade games.
Like a random free game you'd find online. Basically, they're gonna put it all into just this small system
that you can just play on your
that's
computer.
built for those games, but yet it's exactly not like a computer. And even the controller too looks a little bit outdated. I mean, the buttons, the layout is like basically like the prototype of a Sega Genesis controller. It's not going to have the power of the newest consoles that you see or the ones that are coming out later this year.
We have to see what in the near future what information comes out about the Ouya. And on to our next segment with Phil
And Fabian.
with new game releases.
Thanks, guys. We're going to be talking about the new releases coming out, specifically Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite is a big difference in the first two, but it's also very similar. Whereas it's not set in the same areas, like under the water. It's instead above ground, and there's like floating things everywhere. The colors are bright, vivid. It's a different look on the same kind of concept game. This is an overview of the games. We're not actually reviewing the games since they haven't come out yet. So we're just going to be talking about what was shown about the game and how it looks interesting.
Bioshock Infinite looks beautiful, actually. Quite gorgeous.
It has a lot of different types of enemies in this one. The characters are more intertwined with each other, so you get a better emotional feeling with each character, and they have a lot of twists were to be expected, at least one big one.
Another new release this month was Tomb Raider. It is a really intense survival game this time around. It is really realistic with not only the visuals and graphics, but with every movement that Laura has. And not to mention, the camera angles have been greatly improved from its previous games, where they seem to be in the perfect position no matter what. The gameplay is based in an open world environment. Also, you do not need to be a die-hard Tomb Raider fan in order to enjoy this game. This game is actually for anyone who's looking for a great survival game. And this one has pretty much everything you'd expect out of that game. It is great. This new Tomb Raider will also introduce its first multiplayer ever. And it'll be a third-person view style. I've heard a lot of good and bad out of it. Bad in terms of it's a lot of similar things that's been done before. But good because it's a Tomb Raider themed still, where there still are new objectives, new abilities to do throughout your multiplayer matches. The storyline, you're back in the tombs, it feels like you're a true Tomb Raider again, and with great controls, unlike its previous editions.
Now on to Mario.
Thanks, Phil and Fabian. And now on to Rage Quit. We're here to talk about stuff that the video game industry does from once in a while times and pisses us off or makes us really upset. The first and the latest slip up from EA, and that was the SimCity event that we probably already heard of everywhere on the internet. But basically, you know, when their SimCity servers went down the day of launch for a while, it even got pulled off all of the shelves. They decided as an apology to give us a free game, and you can get Mass Effect 3 or Battlefield 3 or Dead Space 3, which I personally would have probably gone with Dead Space 3, but I already own it, so. Anywho, if you're watching this episode, I hate to say that it's already too late, but we wanted to bring it up because it's part of Rage Quit. Makes us pissed off when EA slips it, especially with the online pass, and I want to retouch on that, on what Josh and Matthew said. Makes me really upset because that means that we cannot buy the used games and play them on our own systems. We have to buy them new. We're already paying so much money, and it just seems like they're out for the money, and we have to stop it. We have to put a stand, and maybe that'll make them stop and not want to charge anymore if we don't buy the EA passes. You gotta stop, EA. You gotta stop. Anywho, we're also a little bit upset because for the PlayStation 3 owners, Skyrim DLC was delayed, of course, 6 months. I know. In the past, they have done it with Sony, with Resident Evil and stuff. They've made it so that a certain consoles get exclusives, but enough already, you know. Why don't you guys just release everything, all Universal at one point? You know, Microsoft's just trying to cash in some money on the Skyrim and just making the Xbox 360 have the first to get that DLC. That, I don't think that's fair. Even though I do own a 360, it's about equality. It's about making sure to talk about amongst your friends. You know, could have a friend that has a PS3, you want to feel free to say, hey, you've played Dragonborn, you've played, you know, all the new DLCs for Skyrim. You know, you can't do that because they're like, I don't have a 360, and you know, I think that's really messed up. I can understand stuff like Gears of War being exclusive, or God of War. You know, those are exclusive games, and I can understand that's fine. They decide to stick with one system, but though, if you plan to really release it to everybody, don't make the DLC or certain features exclusive. I mean, Street Fighter Cross Tekken tried doing it where only the PlayStation can play 2-on-2 matches. I mean, I think that was bogus, and you know, we all spoke how we felt, and they fixed it. They got a patch so that the Xbox can also play 2-on-2 matches. It's just not fair. So you gotta stop with the exclusives. Or some people might like them, but they should just stop them, and then everybody will be happy.
Everybody happy!
And that kind of brings me to the whole re-releasing. You know, re-releasing games kind of is part of the whole, let's milk the cow, you know, milk the money cow, whatever you want to call it. You're just trying to re-release the same game over and over, and especially for hardcore fans, you know, I'm speaking to you, Capcom, with your Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and of course the latest Street Fighter Cross Tekken bullcrap. We've already gone through it, and I know it's kind of old news, but I just wanted to retouch that this whole game industry trying to milk us gamers from our money, re-releasing stuff over and over. You know, just to give you an example, you bought Street Fighter 4 brand new, day of, $60. Then Super Street Fighter 4 comes out, more characters, more stages, more modes, $40 more. And then Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition comes out, $30. That's $130 that you spent, not even on DLC, skin packs, all that, your Xbox Live account, you know, not counting all that. You're already over $130 for one game. And I know you're like, well, no, it's not one game, it's 3 games, but it's the same thing. Street Fighter 4, just with more stuff. And it also sucks when, you know, somebody comes in and just buys the game for $40 or $30 and gets everything, where you have been there since day one when you first game came out, $60, and you spent already $130, but then this guy comes in and just buys it for $30 and gets everything. That I think that's not fair. I don't think that's right. That also includes, you know, for the Games of the Year edition. You know, they pack everything in there and just sell it to you for $20, $30. You know, and where if you bought it the day of and you downloaded all the DLC, it could cost you well over $80 to $100 to get all the DLC. But then the Game of the Year edition has everything in there, $30, $40, and it's yours. I don't know. I also don't think that's a little fair. If it's cool for those people that don't have that much money, and you know, they're like, you know, I missed it, I didn't have that much money to spend on it, it's cool for them. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a Game of the Year edition with everything packed in there, and you're still gonna try to milk it, why don't you just make it $40 with all the DLC included? Or give the DLC for free to the people who bought the original game. I don't know. It's just very rage quitting. In the end, if you love your game, you're gonna spend money on it. I'm just saying, let's just hope history doesn't repeat itself, and we have a video game crash in the 2010s, 2020s, because of all this bullcrap with EA passes, season passes, DLC exclusives, and re-releasing games like crazy. I think that is gonna flood the market, and history is going to repeat itself, and I hope Capcom and Nintendo and everybody learns from their mistakes and says, we gotta stop. Let's just let them enjoy their game. Let's give them a fair price and keep making awesome games. That was Rage Quit, and I'm Mario, and see you guys next time on the Rage Quit section.
Hello, I'm Joshua, and I'm here with Game Knights News, and I'm here to talk about Skullgirls. Recently, the creators of Skullgirls did a donation drive and made it over $825,000 to bring more to the game, which the fans had demanded. The donation was because they wanted to bring more to the game. They had announced 5 new DLC playable characters and more. Leading on to that, this proves that gamers can make a difference by giving their voice and opinion for the games that they love. And now, onto the apps of the month with Matt. Take it away, Matt.
Okay, and now for app of the month. Recently I found a really interesting app. It's called Xbox Smart Glass, and basically it's like a remote control on your phone for your Xbox. You can swipe and it'll move the home settings or everything around on the screen for you. It does have like the button feature where it has like an X, Y, B, and then as A will just be like the whole screen itself. It is a very useful app. I have been using it lately, and also a side note, you can actually keep track of what you're playing, your achievements, and who's online, and see who else, what everybody else is playing. It's a pretty useful app. Now when it comes to actually using it, it's more convenient than versus actually using a controller. It's basically the same thing, but you couldn't really use it to actually play the games. But it is an app for on the go, like say if you're far away from home, you're not near your Xbox, then you can still log on to your phone and actually use the app wherever you are. Now tune in next time for your next app of the month.
So this concludes our Game Nights episode 2, but before we go, I just want to recommend, we're a week away from the Las Cruces Game Convention, our biggest and most proudest event here in the Southwest. And if you haven't heard about Game Nights, our group is the one who is putting it together. We organize everything. We get our sponsors, we get all of our equipment, we get all of our TVs and systems and games, and bring it all together to put on a big event for you guys. And come on down, show your support. DC Douglas, who has voiced Albert Wesker and a lot of other characters, is coming down to be signing autographs, and he's our special VIP LCGC guest, so don't miss out. You want to be there to meet him. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're interested in joining our organization, to do our TV show, to do conventions, to do tournaments, to travel the country, go ahead and join us. We're the Las Cruces Game Knights. There's no special requisition. We don't make you sign, or we don't make you pay anything to enter our group. We just want dedicated video game loving people that are willing to help out the community. We will be at E3 this year, so check us out. Keep following our Facebook and our website, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more episodes, and watch that E3 coverage. It's going to be amazing. It's going to blow your mind. So Game Nights at E3, we will be there, so check us out. Alright, and like us, thumbs up, share the video, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and see you guys on our 3rd episode next month. Once a month, Game Knights TV, RPG Fan 2005 signing out.